Assalamualaikum to my lovely lecturer and my fellow friends. My name is NUR ALIS BINTI FARID. Welcome to my video presentations. First of all, let me thank you all for listening on me. In my presentation, I will focus on internship issue.
The government to do is build a concrete legislation or a concrete act that states that interns need to be protected, and there has to be a financial policy in which zero allowance should be banned.
Have you ever had an internship where you felt like you were working a full-time job but not receiving any compensation? Employers believe that internships are still a top choice for college students. A survey conducted in 2012 revealed that Rochelle 2020 internships were the most significant factor for employers when deciding to hire recent college graduates. However, is this equitable? In this speech, I will explore the reason why all interns should be remunerated for their contributions. To my fellow peers and fellow graduates, have you ever finished an internship and experienced a sense of being unappreciated for your diligent effort? Have you faced financial hardship while working without compensation? Today, I aim to discuss the reason why it is crucial for all interns to receive payment for their contributions. Let's delve into the advantages of compensated internships and why it is high time for companies to recognize the value of their interns' work. Envision a scenario where you dedicate yourself to a full-time job yet receive no financial compensation for your efforts. Sadly, this is the reality faced by numerous interns who are required to work without remuneration in exchange for gaining work experience. Today, I would like to address the question of whether interns should receive payment for their contributions. In this speech, I will explore the reason why it is essential for all interns to be paid for their work. Okay, we're moving forward to our main point, and there are several issues that lead to the interns should be paid. So, this is the statement of need for action, which is unpaid internships can have a negative impact on the labor market. As we all know, especially during periods of economic downturn such as a recession, the prevalence of unpaid internships tends to rise. When job opportunities become scarce, students often turn to unpaid internships with the hope of securing full-time paid employment in the future. However, this surge in the availability of unpaid labor can displace full-time workers and amplify the issue of unemployment, thereby exacerbating the fragility of the economy. And also, unpaid internships can also take advantage of lower-income students who cannot afford to work for free, promoting classism in the job market and exacerbating socioeconomic and racial inequality. Thus, according to Parker 2023 recent statistics, approximately 40% to 43% of internships in the United States do not provide any compensation. In 2018, organizations in America offer 1.5 million internships without pay. Most of those unpaid positions, accounting for around 39.3%, are found in the government, non-profit, and social service sectors. In contrast, 57% of interns receive payment for their work, while the remaining 43% go unpaid. So, if we compare to the national average hourly wage for paid interns is 20.76, and we go through the statistics, the statistics highlight the prevalence of unpaid internships and the need for the change to ensure that interns are compensated fairly for their work. If the unpaid internships are unethical and exploitative, there is a lot of explanation for unpaid internships, which is unpaid internships can be exploitative, as interns are often expected to work long hours without pay. This can lead to burnout and can be detrimental to the intern's mental health. Besides that, unpaid internships allow companies to get an unfair advantage of poor and paid interns earn more money than unpaid ones. And lastly, uncompensated internships can restrict opportunities for students who are unable to afford working without pay, resulting in a lack of diversity within the workforce and perpetuating socioeconomic and racial disparities. According to the 2012 Student Survey report by the National Association of Colleges and Employers, even since the economic crash in 2008, unpaid student interns are simply being used as cheap labor in order to benefit employers. In order to provide the solution that will use such situation is like banning unpaid internships is a crucial step to improving protection and quality of life for all workers. But sometimes we also need to make sure our solution is compel people's satisfaction and also need to think the consequently implementing a prohibition on unpaid internships can contribute to the mitigation of socioeconomic and racial disparities, foster equitable labor practice, and enhance the job market and overall economy. However, the students from lower income backgrounds who are unable to work without pay face a significant disadvantage, perpetuating classism within the job market and intensifying socioeconomic and racial disparities. How we can implement the solution is make sure our governments can enforce existing labor laws and regulations to ensure that interns are paid fairly for their work. This can include penalties for companies that violate labor laws and regulations. Our other suggestion is all the employers students who complete paid internships are more likely to receive job offers and higher starting salaries than those who complete unpaid internships. This is because paid internships can help improve the job market and overall economy. According to a report by the National Association of Colleges and Employers, students who complete paid internships are more likely to receive a job offers and higher starting salaries than those who complete unpaid internship. As employers should understand the applicable wage and hour laws to ensure that interns are paid fairly for their work, because these solutions can lead to a more diverse and inclusive workforce. This is an example for the visualization that I can explain to all of you that paying interns for their work has several benefits for both the interns and the companies they work for. And the results for the action is compensating intern is likely to serve as a motivation for them to remain actively engaged and perform at their best, especially when accompanied by sufficient mentorships and support. These interns can result in enhanced performance and positive outcomes for the company. Furthermore, the consequence of inaction is employers should develop a plan for their internships program that includes paying interns for their work, understanding the law recruiting for internships, and educating students and employers about the benefit of paid internships. Based from the graph, profit for the company that offer to paid internship are slightly higher than unpaid internships, which is 72.2% for paid internship and 43.9% for unpaid internship. So this readily shows us that the unpaid internships are less likely to result in job offer than paid internship. Besides that, for the non-profit part, paid internship still getting higher percentage, which is 51.7%, and unpaid internship is 41.5%. We go through to the federal government scores show that paid internship still lead for the score, and it is 6.90% and 50% for unpaid internships, which is paid internship is 11.9% higher than unpaid internship. Lastly, the state or local government's graph show us that paid internships are better with 50.5% and unpaid internship is behind with 33.8%. Last but not least, the conclusion after I break down and divide by point, and the first point for the break light category is, as you can prove yourself to your college and boss, you will be entrusted with more crucial tasks. The better you perform, the more the responsibility you will be given. And the summary, if the brake light is while an internship is an opportunity for aspiring individuals to gain industry experience and hence paid in the experience, it is important to understand the challenges students may face in this regard. Secondly, the internships aren't simply affordable labor. Instead, internships are a great opportunity for students to gain experience while even offering potential future talents for employers. For my fellow friends and my lovely lecturer, imagine if employers were able to pay the employees who needs it most. The employers will get the most satisfaction and benefit from the internships, knowing their abilities to provide the profit to the company. And this is required employers to be more intentional upfront about the purpose and goals of providing a paid internships. Finally, we know that paid internships are key for attracting and retaining emerging talent. That's all from me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.